Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
How are you? How are you? How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited.
Thank you so much for joining me. So give me about 5 seconds and I'm going to read us down and we're going to go straight into it. You ready?
Okay,
All
sure.
right. All right. All right. Hello, everybody. It is Dr. Darlene Williams-Prades back again with another episode of Relationship Matters. And today our topic is remembering wholeness, the movement and medicine of Marilyn Mercado. Now, let me give you a little bit of background. So, first of all, let me welcome your soul in here because this is going to be a good session where you're going to learn a lot. Uh, where we are not going to just talk about relationships, we are going to learn from the matters of every relationship. I am your host, of course, Dr. Darlene Williams-Prades, CEO of Superior Love Forever LLC, where healing and passion and power are all imparted on you. Today, we are going to journey with a woman whose life is movement, healing, and sacred transformation, Miss Marilyn Mercado. Now, she's more than just a teacher. She's a guide, a dancer, a creative healer, and someone who's devoted her life to helping others remember one simple truth: we are already whole. Her journey began in the islands of Hawaii, where she studied dance and fell in love with the joyful rhythms of hula and Latin movement. Now, I'll tell you, Latins move pretty good, so I'm sure she dances very well. But for the past 15 years, she's taught ballroom and Latin dance, fusing joy with strength and rhythm and soul. But here's her calling. It didn't stop there. She went a little bit further. And that's what we all do. We go further.
Mhm.
Marilyn's path led her to deep into yoga, mindfulness, and the power of the present moment. With over 500 hours of teaching, training, from sports yoga to yoga ed and beyond, she brought yoga into K through 12 schools, homes, and healing spaces. She is a health and life coach, a certified art medicine practitioner, and a published author of books like Chakra Tools of Transformation and Self Love Mastery, Healing Through Space, Silence, and Stillness. Her tools, of course, are very simple, very sacred, and very powerful: movement, mindfulness, sacred space, creativity, and compassion. Marilyn, welcome. We are so glad you're here.
Thank you.
So let's just jump right on in.
Okay.
So, what moment in your life first awakened a sense of that healing is more than just physical, that it's sacred?
Well, I think when I first started yoga, because I'm this type of person that's very active, dance and like I can sleep for 2 hours and get going again. But then the first time I took my yoga class and we did this relaxation called Shavasana, I said, I feel home. This is my home. I felt so at peace with my body and myself. And so that's how everything started.
So, how has movement from dance to yoga helped you reconnect with your inner truth? And when words, can't really say what you're feeling, how does
Mhm.
that work for you?
Well, I think for a long time, I wanted to find my balance. It's so important for me. And when I discovered yoga, I was doing a lot of dance movement and I kept getting hurt. And I said, what am I doing wrong? And then yoga gave me that, I guess, that connection to my body. Like I use my body so much, but I'm not really in tune to my energy. And so it created that balance. I felt like, okay, now I have yoga and dance. So I felt that balance.
So, when you speak about balance,
Mm-hmm.
I think about sacred space and silence and stillness, but when you speak about sacred space, silence, and stillness, what have those spaces taught you about listening to yourself, listening to God, listening to the unseen universe?
Yes. In yoga, well, especially for myself, when I practice, it's so important for me to have that space of that silence and stillness through meditation. And that's when I really hear my inner voice. And so when I'm teaching, I never thought from just my mind. Like I feel like I'm always guided. So when I'm on my yoga mat, as soon as I step on my yoga mat, I'm already in tune to what I need to say, what I need to do. And so there's no like all this plan that what I'm gonna do. And after class, my student will come to me and say, I love what you said about this. And I felt like you did a class for me. I needed it. And so I feel like that's really my connection to my divine because I always teach in this silent mode. Like I'm already have that connection, the silence, the centeredness before I start my class. So I prepare myself.
So as you guide others, how do you help them see that their pain, their past, even their doubts can
Mhm.
be a part of the wholeness that you speak of?
Yeah. So, pain is part of our life. And doubt, all of those are part of our life. And we have these tools that we need to understand, like, the book the first book I've written, The Chakra Tools of Transformation. We have these tools. So if we're feeling like, for example, grief, okay, this is the heart chakra. I'm experiencing this grief. And so I'm gonna do a lot of heart opener. Like in yoga, we have all this heart opener, like a back bend, but you don't have to be like really flexible to do a back bend. And then we do a breathing technique. Like it's actually one of my favorite, like when we're breathing, I just naturally have them put their hands to their heart. And so they can feel their heart, their emotion. And that's guided, but they can do that. And so once they really learn that, like the energy center, they can do it for themselves. Like the hips are, I keep saying in my class, hips are where all the past, all the emotions are. So if you're feel like you're going back to your past, do some hip opener. So that's, a little bit of I guess seed I'm planting as I teach. So I'm not just doing poses, but I'm planting that these are things that you can use to heal yourself, to open yourself, or to empower yourself.
Now, when you're teaching your class, do you start them out by teaching them all of the chakras and how they apply to them? Or is it just your yoga and the different, what the breathing and everything that goes with that?
Yes, actually, I don't really talk about the chakra. I just know that, okay, this is the first chakra. They don't need to know first chakra, second chakra. That's why I love doing a 7 week chakra course. That's when I can really talk about the chakra. But when I'm teaching a class, I just naturally will say, okay, we're gonna do some hip opener. This is the second chakra. Maybe they don't know what second chakra is. Second chakra is where all the emotion are. So when you're feeling emotional, just accept that you are healing, that when you're feeling it, you heal. Because we have this saying in yoga, as you feel, you heal.
So so walk me through the steps for you to become a yogi. Is that the correct term?
Mhm.
For you to
Yeah.
become a yogi, where did you go? What did you do? Who did you work with?
Okay. I took like my experience. I took classes for 5 years. And then I told myself one day, how can I do this for the rest of my life? So then I decided to get certified. There's this certification, a 200 hour of 300-hour certification. So I took all of that. And they teach a little bit of the chakra, but it's not enough. So I studied more. I read, I took courses, certifications, to go through the whole training of the chakra because I think for me, that's what resonated with me. Because I asked myself before, what am I doing with yoga? What I'm supposed to do with yoga? And when I discovered the chakra, I felt that this is what I need to do.
Wow.
The chakra learning, the chakra book, the chakra courses. And, I'm doing it really for myself, but I said that, I'm getting so much healing and opening and aliveness. So, it's meant for me to share it with others.
So when we talk about healing, or when I talk about healing,
Hmm.
I myself am a Reiki
Yes.
certified.
Yes.
Do you combine those things and teach those things as well?
Yes. Uh-huh. Because
Okay.
part of our advanced training, there's a Reiki healing. And I use actually the Reiki healing when people I know or even students that experiencing something and they're not in front of me, we learn this long distance Reiki.
Right.
So I do all those I guess those signs to send them good energy.
So how much time do you spend in nature just I want to say letting go and re-energizing. I think that's the way. I used to be stationed at Hickam Air Force Base in Hawaii. So
Yes.
for me, even though I knew it was going to be noisy, I would go to the North Shore
Mhm.
and I
Yes.
would just sit because I want to hear the waves. It's
Yes.
not so much the people,
Yes.
and it's not that I don't care about people. I do. I don't want you to get that wrong.
Yeah.
But when you go to the North Shore, it seems like the waves roar. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
they roar in such a way that you're like, okay, if my eyes are closed and my body is calm, I can get the right vibration and I
Hmm.
can hear whatever that message is that's coming to me. Do you
Yes.
ever spend time, just listening to the waves or what I call listening to the universe? Because sometimes it roars and sometimes it whispers.
Yes, I do. Actually, everything probably I have done in my life, all the choices I made, is because I listen to my inner voice,
Yeah.
my intuition. Even when the chakra came to me, I've been teaching yoga for maybe 10 years before it came. And then I hear this whisper, my inner voice says, teach the chakra. And I said, what is chakra? I don't know what chakra is. And so I ignored that. And then all of a sudden, I have like emails say, oh, we have a chakra course. Like, I guess I have to follow. It's giving me this guidance that I
It's
need to.
synchronizing.
Yes. Uh-huh. So that's really how I started with the chakra. I've been teaching all these power yoga courses and then I'm getting stronger and more flexible, but I know inside there's more. There's more I need to learn. And that's why the chakra came to me, my inner voice. My intuition is very strong.
Now, have
So,
you attended yoga retreats in other countries?
uh, yes, actually, I've given a yoga retreat for internationally for the first time.
Wow, congratulations.
Yes. And I'm really excited because before writing my first book, I already thought of, oh, I want to do chakra when I write my first book. And I don't even know the title of the book, but again, I'm always guided by my intuition.
Mm.
So I said, I want to write a book, and then that book will help me organize a retreat that I want to facilitate in Costa Rica. And I don't know why I chose Costa Rica. And then when I said it, it's like I had an email. Are you interested in facilitating a yoga retreat in Costa Rica? So those just like, what do you call? Flow along.
Yeah.
Like my thought of I want to have a book, I want to have a retreat in Costa Rica, and I want to use my book, the 7 days of chakra retreat, and it happened. It happened this
Right.
past June.
So how do you raise? I know for me, I'm in North Carolina,
Hmm.
so it's not the same kind of vibration or resonance
Yeah.
that I would receive in Hawaii, or that I
Hmm.
would receive in California, or that I would receive in Mexico, Costa Rica. It's just, and I think when I start to explain to people, different states carry these different vibrations. And the
Exactly.
vibrations that the states that I've been to, which is a lot of them, it's not the same. For
Hmm.
me, I just like I recognize there's different forms of yoga. My favorite is not everybody's favorite, and that is heated yoga. I
Mm.
don't mind spending 90 minutes with a gallon of water somewhere that's really hot and just be. You understand? Just,
Yes.
the instructor calls a movement. I don't even open my eyes. I just, hey, there we go. That's it. Either I got it right or I got it wrong. But
Yes.
the body is still in motion. The
Hmm.
other thing is Tai Chi and Qi Gong.
Mm.
These are energy movers,
Yes.
and those energy movers combined with yoga. Now
Mm.
you're not just making your body flexible, but you're moving negative things out and you're replacing that. I
Exactly.
also incorporate acupuncture. So when everything that I'm incorporating
Yes.
is things that the energy moves, your mind is still, and it's about you hearing not just with your ears, but with your heart,
Yes.
with your heart. And
Uh-huh.
when I was in Hawaii, one of my favorite things to do was just sit. And people were like, "Are you gonna surf?" No, I'm gonna sit on my board because I don't want sand in my shorts. We should have brought a chair. No, no, no. My board is perfect because the thing with a chair is, if I decide to stretch my legs out and lean forward, then my feet are in the sand. And I didn't mind being, but when I wanted to just have peace, I would sit on my longboard
Mm-hmm.
and I would just sit. And then if I wanted to stretch my legs out, I could stretch my legs out, never touch the sand, right?
Exactly.
And just be. Or if I wanted to lay back, I could lay on my board. So my
Yeah.
board had multiple uses other than getting in
Yeah.
the water.
Exactly.
But I had a really good time because what I learned as I went to different parts of the island where the waterfall is, or
Yeah.
Hanama Bay, or one of those spaces, if I just sat by myself, I could receive so much positive energy. Even if my body was sore, I didn't need to put anything on it. I just needed to smell the salt air and just listen and
Mm-hmm.
feel. And I think a lot of people are so busy being busy that
Yes.
feel is a hard thing for them. It's like everybody has, I I gotta move. No, and it's like, no, you don't have to move. Be still. Take in some deep breaths.
Mm-hmm.
Let out the stuff that you don't need and listen. Um, if
Exactly.
you could speak to the younger version of yourself, or to someone right now who feels lost and who feels like I don't know what to do with myself,
Mm-hmm.
what soul truth would you want them or yourself to hear and remember?
Okay. First, it's funny because when I teach my yoga classes, the people feel so good after class. And they say, I wish I learned this when I was young. And that's when I decided I'm gonna get certified as a kids yoga instructor. And I want to bring this to the children. And I did. I got certified. I started teaching kids yoga, and the kids are excited to come to class because I want to make it feel like a play. So we do all this breathing technique, like we're gonna do the lion's breath, and they don't know that that's powerful to help them strengthen their lungs. They think they're just breathing.
Okay.
And so I said, young people needs to learn this more. And and I wish I didn't learn it till probably I was 25. But my kids, I started them at 5 years old and they're just so happy. And you know their favorite pose? I call it the dead bug, the relaxation pose. I
Oh,
said,
the
what?
one, your arms
Yeah,
back?
well, they relax. They just like
Yeah.
a dead bug. Dead bug doesn't move, doesn't talk, and that's their favorite. You know,
Oh,
we do all these animal poses,
right.
but they keep asking me, when are we gonna do the dead bug? Because they know they know that it feels so good to just to be still.
Mm.
And that's the pose I fell in love with. That's why
The dead
this,
bug.
yes, it, Shavasana in yoga or
Right. But
relaxation.
I think that's a better I think that's a better name for it. I think it will allow a person, number one, it brings laughter when I think about it,
Yes,
but it also brings this moment of if they're dead, they can't move. So they
yeah.
just lay there and they relax. Now I know that my heated yoga, when you know when you do that though,
Mm-hmm.
people go to sleep.
Oh, yes.
They've got to every. I mean,
Yeah.
you've gotten to every pose, right?
Yes,
And when you
yes,
get to that, when your body's like, "Yeah, this is a good time to," and you're
yeah,
gone,
yeah,
absolutely gone.
yes.
I
And
love yoga.
yeah.
I fell in love with yoga probably. Well, I fell in love with Tai Chi first,
Mm-hmm.
and then I said, "Well, is there something more?" And I was asked that question: "Is there something more?" And
Mm-hmm.
they said, "You can do yoga." And when I started yoga, I was like, "Well, if we were outside." So to me, that was heated yoga, right? I didn't know back then, hey, you can go in a building, everything is kind of, off. We were
Yeah.
outside because Hawaii gets warm.
Yes,
And
yeah.
we're smelling all the beautiful flowers. And I'm like, oh, this is peaceful. I like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you get back over to the regular world and they go, yeah, no, we no, you got to go in a building. You're in a room. You're kind of cased in, and we turn this thing on, and it gets really hot. And I was like, no, that's not how we did it.
Yeah.
We were outside, and they were like, no, we're not going to do it outside. We have to do it inside. It's not hot enough. I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. But then I started practicing when I would go to the sauna.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And people were like, what are you doing? This is where my heated yoga lives. I would do it in the sauna. I do it in the steam room.
Yeah.
And I would leave the sauna or the steam room. First of all, being able to do a pose when nobody's in there or
Mm-hmm.
have a big enough space where you can do it and you're not affecting anybody else. I noticed that when I was doing this, the energy that I was projecting, I wasn't paying attention to. And so someone said, every time you do this, I feel so relaxed. And I was like, wait, every time I do this, you feel relaxed? So that's when I started studying
Yeah.
energy and how vibration works and how you can project your energy and do things. And I thought, oh, this is really, really interesting.
Yes.
And now I started studying, well, back then I started studying about the megahertz and
Mm-hmm.
what sounds can do and binaural beats and supplementos. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm in a whole new world and this is fantastic. So I haven't stopped. Like I said, for me, it's about Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, and acupuncture. But it's also about a friend of mine was teaching me something called gamma breath where you're
Okay.
breathing and it's helping your body and it's making things circulate. And I thought, I just keep learning more and more. And I realized even at my age, I just want to keep learning.
Yes.
I don't want to stop because every
Yeah.
time I get to a plateau and there's more.
Yes.
Oh, wait, there's more. And it
Mm-hmm.
just keeps growing and growing. So when I talk to people about chakras, I let them know there's not just these. There's these smaller ones all over your body and these different meridians that connect to the main chakras. And
Mm-hmm.
someone said, wait a minute. I said, imagine your body like a freeway and you've got all these little connecting roads that
Mm-hmm.
go to the main road.
Mm-hmm.
I said, so when you're talking about, your head and your eye and your chest and your everything, I said, there are other chakras that lead to that. So everything you do has a cause and an effect.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was teaching someone that, they were like, I did not know that. I said I didn't either. I had to learn that. I had to go through the process. I said, please don't think I'm the smartest person in the room. I never want to be the smartest person in the room. I want to be so open to learn because that allows you, no matter how old you are,
Yeah.
to grow so that when you get wherever you're going, you can teach.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have, I have 5 children. Okay. Two of them are bonus children, but still five. And only
Okay.
one of them is a girl. Only one of them is a girl. But
Uh,
my two older sons were literally born at Tripler Hospital.
oh,
Yep.
okay.
They were
Good.
literally born in Honolulu,
Honolulu.
on Oahu at the big, what they called at the time called the Big Pink Hospital. And
Yeah.
so I enjoy and love the love that's there,
Mm-hmm.
not just and it's not just someone saying hi, hello, or it's more just when they smile.
Yeah.
It's that
Wow.
smile that says, I see you, I
Yes.
recognize that you're there. Have a blessed day.
Yeah.
So
The
when you
Ohana.
Ohana, absolutely Ohana.
Ohana.
I learned how to say what Melikalikimaka.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. I learned how to say that, and one of my favorite flowers is the gardenia.
Yeah.
And when people say, "Well, where do you get that?" Over there. You don't get it here. Get it over there, because you want to be where you could just. And I literally did this to myself. I went to a park. I had a bunch of, and I just put them around myself, and I just sat there in a circle, smelling that, and just knowing, "Yep, I'm in a Zen space. I can make life move the way I want." And
Yes.
I was actually baptized uh, in the ocean there.
Oh, wow.
I was baptized in the ocean there. When I was at the church and they said, we're gonna baptize people. I said, me. And we went out in the water and they said, are you scared? I said, no, the water's fine. And of course you guys have these little kissing fish. And I'm standing waiting my turn. I'm like, I'm not jumping because the water's clear. And I'm looking, I was like, you're kissing. This must be angels. So when I got back, when everybody else was freaking out, I was so happy. I said, I got kissed by millions of little angels.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna be perfect. So a friend of mine actually coming back over
Uh-huh.
next year. We're going on a girls' vacation because she's never been. And she goes, are we gonna have a good time? Absolutely. I said, there's so much to see, there's so much to do. She loves nature. I said, there's places to hike, there's waterfalls and rainforests. And she was like, really? I was like, yeah, I know you watch TV, don't watch TV, it's not good for you. TV doesn't do the island any justice. I said, and if you go to the other island, there's a telescope and the volcano. And she goes, and I said, I've seen all this. I said, I could not help myself. I wanted to see the whole thing. So
Yeah.
when you wake up in the morning, what is your process to get your day started?
Mm. That's easy. I've done it forever. As soon as I get up, I go to my yoga pose. Child's pose is my favorite
Mm,
because child's pose makes me feel safe, like I'm inside a womb. And then I'll do my breathing technique, which is the heart breathing technique, either 4-4-4 breath or the 5-5-5 breath. It just feels so good to breathe with my pose. And that's really what you do anyway when you're doing yoga. What
Mm.
separates yoga from a regular exercise is you move with the breath. You
Yeah,
take your arms up, you inhale. You take your arms down, you exhale.
right.
And so I start with that, the heart chakra, and then I incorporate my next favorite, which is hip opener. And those are like wounds or emotions that you're still carrying that you want to release. So opener, which is the second chakra, because some days you're more triggered than other days. So your hip feels tighter. And I know that for myself because I do it every day.
Right.
So then I continue with a hip opener. And then I do another breathing technique, which is a different breathing technique from the heart chakra. And then I end it like I keep three because three is a sacred number. And then I do a twist because twist helps you move blood flow to your spine and work on all the chakra energy. So I kept it three, and that's on my bed every day. And
So for
then I say
those
my
who don't
gratefulness.
understand, because I want to, before we get too far, before we get too far, for those who don't understand what child pose is, describe that.
Okay. Well, just suppose you bend your knee and then you put your chest over your knee. So you're it's hard to show it. I don't know if I have it in my book, but you bend your knee and then you're facing down, and so you're putting your chest over your knee, and
Okay.
that's what child's pose is. Like you're like a little child, like a cocoon.
So your face, you're down forward.
You're
And
down forward.
okay, so for those who don't understand what she's saying, your knees are there and your chest is on your knees, so
You
you're
put your
forward
chest,
and you're
your
really kind of opening up things in the back more than in the front.
yes, because our back is also have a heart.
And
Right
so
there.
your next pose, what give a description of what that will look for our, for our audience.
Well, my favorite is called the pigeon, where I bend my knee and put the, I wish I have my picture. Put the put the knee, like you bend your knee and then you fold forward. You can extend one leg or keep it bent for those people that doesn't have the flexibility.
Mhm.
Or if it's not possible, you can that's facing down, and then you can also face up and then bring your knee towards your chest, and then angle the knee more to the right side if you're doing the the right leg. So bringing that as close as you can. Like I have the flexibility, so I can bring it
Right. Now,
in
for
front of.
those who want to build flexibility, what's
Mm-hmm,
your suggestion to them? Say so you have someone that you meet, they haven't exercised in like 30 years, but
mm-hmm.
now they want to get more flexible. Now they want to breathe better. Now they really want this healthier body. They want to be able to take in more air and they want to be able to let out the things that they don't need. They're a beginning student for you, but maybe they're 50. What process do you take them through?
So if they want, well, flexibility, you have to do every single day.
Mm.
It's easy to be strong. It's hard to be flexible because
Mm.
you need to do every day, every day. And it's been consistent practice for me for 40 years or more. So every day I practice yoga. But if they're starting and they haven't done yoga, I have one pose for them to get started. It has
Okay.
tons of benefit, or maybe two.
And maybe
So,
two. Why not three? Three is a good number.
yeah. Okay. So again, I wish I knew because then I have my poses, but this one is easy. In my kids' class, they all know how to do sitting down on the ground. They know how to do the letter L, right? Like
Uh-huh.
letter L.
Letter L. Okay.
Yeah. Letter L. And so this is the top of their head and this is their leg.
Uh,
All you need to do is fold forward to reach. Well, you're not gonna reach your toes right away if you're not that flexible.
but the
So you
idea is for them
fold.
to reach their toes.
Mhm, yes, because I have to practice that forever. I was here when
Oh,
I
wow.
first started. I was very inflexible. And then over the years of practice, you'll be able to bend all the way down. And 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 I tell my class, if there's one pose you want to do, like we did so many poses in this hour or hour and a half class.
Mhm.
One pose you want to do, practice every day. This is the pose. Folding forward.
Okay.
Yes. It's called Paschimottanasana. It's a forward fold. You can even strap like a towel around your feet to
Mhm.
help you fold
And the
more.
move forward.
And that's stretching the whole back, your entire back, your legs, your back, everything, and your arms because you're reaching forward.
What are the benefits for this
Yes.
particular
Yeah.
position?
Yes. One is the flexibility. You're gonna get more flexible, but on that fold forward, you're also creating better digestion because you're folding, you're squeezing the your organs. So you're massaging the organs. And at the same time, it relaxes the nervous system. You feel more relaxed. And then you add the breath, and it doesn't have to be a complicated breath. You just inhale and exhale. Com Very simple. One pose to do every day. And over the years, you go you go deeper and deeper. And it again, it relaxes the nervous system, which is what we want. It stretches your whole entire back, your actual entire body, and then it massages the organ. And
Okay. In general, I
mhm,
find to be very, I want to say helpful, but medicinal in a way, because
mhm,
each move represents some form of detox throughout the body.
mhm.
Can you give us a small synopsis so the audience understands how yoga can benefit anybody and what kind of ways it can help? Doesn't matter whether you're young or old. People, even people who haven't exercised in a while, how can it benefit us?
Okay. Again, when I first started yoga, I couldn't stop my mind. It's always a boo, 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 boo. And then I couldn't stop my energy. I'm always moving and moving. And when I started yoga, I felt like my mind is clearer. Like I can plan and think better. And I also notice when I'm standing, I'm not trying to stand up straight, but my body got used to having that nice straight spine, aligned spine. And and, and the best part, I feel grounded because I always felt like, I don't know, like all of this, what's happening? That's like my day every day. Like my mind is just so overwhelmed, so distracted, and yoga helps calm me down. I even talk slower. I learned how to talk slower than da, 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 da. And it's just, I think it's something you need to experience. Like I can only talk for myself because I experience it. And that's why I fell in love with it. And I didn't know that's what I'm missing. I know I'm missing something in my life because I'm very in tune with my intuition. But until I started yoga, I felt like this is it. Like this is what I'm needing. And not just me, but everybody. It doesn't matter if you're 5 years old or 100 years old, this is what you need. It's all about self-regulation. I just had a talk about self-love in in this church. They invited me because I'm doing a workshop. And I told them that over the years of searching, I discovered that self-love is the missing piece. And that's why I decided to write my second book, Self-Love Mastery, Healing Through Space, Silence, and Stillness. And yoga is the one that gave me all of that. It created a space for me to release what doesn't serve me. So that's the space in our mind, in my heart, release, let go of all these feelings that doesn't serve me. And of course, going to a place, creating that space of nurturance, a space where you can be nurtured. Like your physical home, maybe there's a space there. If you don't have the space, create that small space that you feel nurtured. That's the space. And then the healing of silence is really so important. Like every day, you'll be hearing noises, news, cars, and there's not enough silence. But if you can silence yourself, even through all this noise, through the practice of yoga, you can do that. Like I can be standing in line in front of the store and everybody's chatting. But if I have that silence inside of me, I will feel centered. And then the stillness, it's again the key to like hearing the voice of your wisdom. Gandhi said one time that the voice of truth speak to us every day and is as loud as we are willing to listen. So we need that silence to be able to hear our truth. And when I was, I guess, releasing my relationship, I was not willing to hear the voice of truth. I know what I need to do. I need to leave my relationship. That's unhealthy for me. But sorry.
No, no, you're okay. When you let it go, it's gone.
Yeah.
And now the universe has other plans, of which
Y-
it gave you.
Yes.
And what you've done is you've come in here and you've reminded us that healing doesn't always happen in stillness. Sometimes it's found in dance, which is motion.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's in art, it's in your breath, it's in remembering. Forgetting doesn't do what you think it does. What most people think, if I can forget about this, then it'll be better. But if you remember, you can use that energy for
Yeah.
something positive.
Yeah.
Today,
And
you've taught us about how to connect, okay, and how to find self first and then find everything else, will come to you. And you
mm,
proved that because you said, hey, I want to do this. And it was there. And then I want to go to Costa Rica and it was there. But when you read the word of the Bible, it says, God says you have to let go of what's in your hand so
mm,
he can put something else in it.
yes.
So when you release that relationship,
Mm,
he said, here, my love, take
yeah.
this, take yoga and take breathing and take teaching children. He gave you this, I want to say, this bright ball of light
Hmm.
to teach everyone else. You too can do what I do.
Yeah.
Let go of this and you can have all of that. You
Yeah.
understand? So he's
Yeah.
giving you decades, not 1 minute or 1 hour. He's giving you decades of this joy and this peace and this freedom that there are some people, they're still like this. They're still holding on.
Yeah.
That pain is still there.
Yeah.
And when you release it, the weight is gone.
Well, I released it. It's still, of course, painful,
Mhm.
but because I know the chakra, I went straight to my heart. And there's this loving kindness meditation that I continue to recite. I hold my heart. May I be happy. May I be at peace. May I be safe and protected. And then I send that to my partner at the same time because I I release it not because of the wrongdoing. It's just I need to release it because it's unhealthy for both of us. So
Yeah.
I'm making the choice for both of us, not just for myself.
Mm.
And I'm able to do that because I got in tune with my fifth chakra, which is my truth. M- My one instructor, when I was doing this advanced training, she said, "What is your truth? Everybody share your truth." And I started crying because my truth is something that I know I have to say, but I'm not saying it. And then she came to me after class. She's like, "Why did you start crying?" Because my truth is I want to leave my relationship. I'm very unhappy and I need to follow my heart. And so that's what I did. And of course, it wasn't easy. Took years, but I continued to drop into my heart chakra, compassion for myself, connecting to my truth, a lot of journaling, because that's really what, this process is about. And and that's why I'm so happy. I kept thanking the universe. I said, I'm so happy that I have yoga in my life. Yoga saved me from, you know, or discovering my truth, saved me from healing or being compassionate, not being angry at what happened. Like, oh gosh, I spent 25 years in misery. I didn't want to do that because my partner's also my sacred teacher. That's what I call him, my sacred teacher. He opens me up to the love in me that can still feel compassion and forgiveness for myself and him. I don't know if you heard of this healing technique called Ho'oponopono.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I yes, that's in Hawaii. It's a Hawaiian healing technique. So I've used that with my clients. And of course, as soon as they use that, there's tears because those are years of
You're purging. You're
yeah,
purging.
just releasing and creating, making peace, making things right.
Yeah.
And I do it for myself. I've just been doing it every day this week because I was experiencing some grief. And so even though I'm in this healing journey, have all these tools of transformation, the grief, some days it will just come and some days it's still stronger than the others. So I think when you're in this journey, you're being challenged more to grow, to heal. And in the beginning, I push it, but I learned that when you push it, it comes more. So then I learned to surrender. And then I tell myself, oh, great, I am feeling all this pain. I'm being healed because it's only coming, all this pain only comes to be let go, to be released. So when you're experiencing pain, celebrate.
Yeah.
Everybody
You're
celebrate because
alive.
you're being healed, right?
Yes, I'm alive. So, Marilyn, if anybody wants to find you, how do we find you?
Well, okay. First, my book is Discover, and they won't find my name, but if they put Chakra Wise Warrior on Amazon, it
Okay.
has to be it has to be called Wise Warrior. Then they'll find my book if
Okay.
they're interested.
And this
It's
is Nokai Way Yoga, Dance and Life Coach.
well, okay, so this is the book on Amazon,
Okay.
and then my Facebook group is called Wise Warrior. So similar
Life
to
Warrior.
my
Okay.
pen name, Wise Warrior, and then no ka oe,
K O I.
Nokaoi, no ka oe. That means in Maui, it's called the best because Maui no ka oe, because
Okay.
that's where I'm from. And then I just, I guess, publish my new website. It's still in construction,
Okay.
but it's already out since yesterday.
Yay. And
Yeah.
can we find, okay, so we can find you on Facebook, we can find your book on Amazon. And
What?
so what are some wise words you want to leave with the audience?
Okay. For me, this is the biggest piece that became so important for me over this journey of healing is put your self-love first. Love yourself more than anything. Because I have this saying, if you don't put self-love first as your number one, someone else will.
Yeah, put theirs first. They'll put
And
theirs.
it's not going to be for your highest good. So love yourself first. And if you're interested in which chakra is that, is the heart chakra. Even just placing both hands in your heart every day, saying, I accept and love myself. That's simple enough. Because the words, the hands has energy, is vibration. Vibration that you're embodying for you and yourself.
So when you
And
speak the words
you,
that you
you
say in
speak the
your
word.
heart,
Mm-hmm.
you're sending out that love vibration.
Mm-hmm. You're setting out that love for yourself,
Just
and
love.
then you extend it to others. I accept and love all being.
So what
You
I
can.
hear you saying is because our bodies hold wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
our spirits hold strength,
Mm-hmm.
and our journey is always sacred. Would that about cover it?
Yes, our journey never stops.
No.
But as we go through our journey, we continue to get the healing that we needed to become whole.
Mm.
That's my whole thing,
Yeah.
to become whole. So you wanna dive in. Not be afraid to dive in to whatever you're feeling, to what's ever going on. It's there as your teacher. Everything in front of you is your teacher. It's helping you to expand more because that's what we're meant to be more expanded, to become whole. The
To the
best,
audience, I want
best,
to say this is your moment out
yeah.
there to pause and to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And to remember, you are not a broken anything. You're becoming in this journey.
Yeah.
Whether you're in stillness or in movement,
Mm-hmm.
dance or in song or in art, silence or song,
Yes.
today needs to be the day you return to self.
Mm-hmm.
And today you need to capture your own space. Listen to yourself
Yeah.
deeply and then move with intent.
Yes.
Move with intent. And if something inside you is stirring, don't
Yes.
silence it, answer it.
Yeah.
Find
And
your sacred rhythm,
yes.
reclaim your divine voice,
Yeah.
and then choose. Choose to walk through your healing. Don't lean back, but lean into that path that's
Mm-hmm.
going to open you up to healing self first so that you can help others heal. And
Yeah.
open your hands and be willing to hold your heart. Marilyn has, wow, you're phenomenal. You are
Can I
phenomenal.
can I add one thing also?
Yes, ma'am.
For over the years, I did a lot of journaling. Our mind and heart connects to our hand.
Mm.
So when you journal, you're expressing your truth, you're expressing your wound, your pain, everything. So instead of carrying it here and in your mind, you put it on paper. And that's one of the way you can release it. And I ask my client every day, journal what you feel. If you know Ho'oponopono, journal Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I thank you. I love you.
Right.
You can keep saying that,
You just
or
let
you
it go.
journal what you're sorry for. Yeah. Also, can I put my new website on the chat?
You can, yes, absolutely put it in the chat, and I will make sure that it when we, put it out, it's all gonna be there. It's all gonna be there. Put whatever you want in the chat so that I can add it when I send this out later on today.
Oh, okay. Because it's new that I just got yesterday. So that's the I'm gonna put the website
That'll be great.
and
So while Marilyn is putting everything in the chat, let me give every no, you keep typing. Let me give everybody the takeaway of today. And I want you to hear me clearly. The fire you've been walking through is not here to consume you. Not at all. It's here to refine you like a beautiful sword. And God is calling us out of the shadows of shame and out of the echoes of old wounds and into this full light of wholeness that Marilyn's been talking about. That wholeness where you're not who you were, you are not what you've done. You are a new temple in motion, a vessel of light and a warrior of wonder. And this is where your healing starts. Your healing will not be silent, it will ripple through generations. Everything that you do right now for you will help the generations to come long after you are gone. And this has been what this is all about. So make sure you pick up her new book. It is on Amazon, which is absolutely phenomenal. And we're going to make sure that you do. It is called Wise Warrior.
shop
Wise Warrior on Amazon.com.
and the title is Chakra Tools of Transformation.
Chakra Tools of Transformation.
Yeah. But they have to put Wise Warrior or they won't find me.
There you go. You heard it here. She is phenomenal in every way because she not only does stillness to bring her students out of where they are, but she does dance to bring it out of them. Marilyn, I want to say thank you for being my guest. Um, I understand Ho'oponopono. I also use it myself, but
Yes.
I know that when you walk away from something that you've invested a great deal of life in,
Hmm.
it's kind of like being healed from a burn wound.
Hmm.
It's not going to just go, oh, I got burned. It'll be fine tomorrow. No, it's more like when you plant a seed in the ground and you wait for it to grow.
Yeah.
It takes time to grow.
Yes. Yes.
And there's layers. There's so many layers. So I say to you in all humbleness, thank you for your journey because your journey will help millions and millions of people. And I appreciate you being here on Relationship Matters, where life matters and the matters of a relationship can change someone else's life.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you
the
so very, very much.
number one thing, if you want to help heal the world, you heal yourself.
That
Perfect.
I totally agree on.
Yeah. That's
Well,
been
thank you everyone for watching us today. Stay tuned for another episode. Our next episode will be with Taryn Jackson. And Taryn has a very wonderful, overpowering story from almost dying to now being one of the most powerful speakers in the world. So we will see you next week. We wish you the best. Namaste.
namaste.